Hi, it's Tammy, NZ Gastric Slave. I'm coming to you with my week 13 update. I'm going to keep this pretty short today because tomorrow I'll be doing my 3-month surgiversary video. As you know, my weekly updates are different from my monthly updates. My monthly updates, I go through the body composition. I do the photos and that sort of thing. I went to the body composition today, so I already know what those results are. I also am expecting my 3-month blood work back, hopefully before I do my video, because I want to update on that as well. But anyway, for week 13, so I had my surgery on the 21st of May 2014 at Wellington Public Hospital with specialist Simon Barn, through the New Zealand public health system. So week 13, when I started seeing the dietitians at Wellington Hospital, I was 113.6 kilos or 250.4 pounds. The day I started my pre-op diet, OptiFast, I was 108.9 kilos or 240 pounds. The day of surgery, I was 103.9 kilos or 229 pounds. Last week I was 87.1 kilos or 192 pounds, and this week I was 85.7 kilos or 188.9 pounds. So for this week that means I've lost 1.4 kilos or 3.1 pounds, which I'm pretty happy with. I am due for my period, so I have been PMSing all over the place. Monday and Tuesday, I actually decided that I would try doing 2 liquid days. I say try because I wasn't really successful, although I did have a Quest bar instead of a shake at one stage, but predominantly I had 2 liquids and then a Quest bar in the day. Reason for that is I've really noticed snacking, although I say that, but I mean it the time of the month as well. So I just wanted to try and do 2 liquid days, A, because I was coming up on my 3-month surgery, and B, because I knew I was coming up for my period and I wanted something else to focus on so that I didn't go too bad on the snacking. So I know on Monday before I started that I'd lost 1.1 kilos for the week. So by doing that, I've lost an extra 300 grams, but I don't know whether I would have lost those extra 300 grams anyway from the activity that I'm doing. Probably the biggest update is I am starting work next Monday. So Housing New Zealand, I think I said in last week's video, I didn't get the job that I'd actually interviewed for, but they offered me another role, a slightly lesser role, but similar, on a 6-month contract. So I signed and took the paperwork in that today. That the manager took me in and got me to meet a couple of the team, and it was evident to me that the role I actually interviewed for become an internal secondment. So I'm not too worried about that. It's common to have happen. So I'm starting work next Monday. So this week I've been really trying to get what exercise I want to do done. I will then have 1 week at work before my team training sessions start. So I'm not worried about how I'm going to get my exercise in. I'm not going to worry next week because I need to get back onto a routine as far as my eating and working and that sort of thing. So I'm not going to worry Monday to Friday. That next weekend my sister is up from Invercargill with my nephew and one of his my nephew is 15, almost 16, and he is very high up in the indoor bowls area, and so he's coming up to Wellington for nationals. So I'll be basically spending that the weekend, and then the following Monday I've had to ask them for that following Monday off already. but I told him that when I accepted it, that I would need the 1st of September off. So that's the first day of my team training session, and then the rest of that day I'll be spending with them at the Indoor Bowls Nationals. So the likelihood of getting exercise next week is slim to none. So I'm just writing it off. My team training sessions will start. They're three mornings a week, 6 a.m. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. In that pattern, I tend to have Tuesdays and Thursdays off, but then I still exercise on the weekends. So I generally either go swimming on a Saturday, body balance on a Sunday, and at least one or not two walks in the weekend. So that is plenty of exercise on an ongoing basis. So I'm not going to worry too much about how I'm going to get my exercise in. Doing these team training sessions is the one thing that with that every 3 mornings a week, that's the consistency and routine that I need to really keep it up. And then when I'm going that hard 3 mornings a week, getting up at 20 past 5 in the morning to be at the gym by 6, then I do work out on the weekends, because otherwise why get up so early? And so those teams training sessions go all the way through to Christmas. My hope is that I can get to, well, it's not my final goal, but one of my major goals is 63 kilos, which is where I need to be to get that's a 25 BMI. So ideally I'd like to go another 5Ks under that, but that is my lowest adult weight ever. And actually it's not even really adult weight because I was 17. And right throughout high school I was about 70 kilos, and then I got down to 63 just after I left school. So that's kind of where I want to get back to, and I kind of want to be there for Christmas. If not, it won't be too far away after that. But if I'm losing like I am now, I will get there by Christmas easy. But I know that the next 3 months things are going to start to slow down, but I just don't know when and how slow, and so that sort of thing. I was in town today. I walked into a bend-on shop. I suppose similar to Victoria's Secret in the States. And I was looking at these Body by Elle Macpherson bras, little petite, pretty little things. And the attendant came up and said, "Oh, is that your favourite brand?" And I'm like, oh, I've never been able to buy that. And I was taken aback because I noticed it more today. I went into 3 different stores, and every one of them, the salespeople greeted me like I belonged there. And so I'm starting to feel normal in my size. I mean, I've still got, with my weight loss this week, I'm 400 grams over what I needed to be halfway in my weight loss. So I've still got 27 kilos to go. And that's the lower weight. That's not 63. I've got 22 kilos to get to 63. But so I've still got quite a lot to lose. But I'm starting to feel normal. I was wearing today just my jeans, which are the same ones I came to you in my update last week, and I had a navy Gap hoodie, a zip up hoodie, and I was walking down the street and I looked in the reflection in the mirror in the windows, and I actually, that's what I say, I feel normal, which is a huge NSV. I also went swimming today for the first time in probably about 7 weeks. I did go swimming just post-op, and then when I finished work, I got busy there in the last couple of weeks before finishing work, and then when I finished work I really hit the gym, so I kind of haven't been doing swimming. But I had to, the reason for this is we went to go swimming on Sunday, and me and my husband, and I put on my togs and they almost fell off. I hadn't bought any new togs. So on Monday I went and bought new togs, and I went from a size 22 Speedos to a 14. 14 in Speedos. So I'm properly in a 14 now, because I'm in 14 jeans, I'm in 14 skirts at max, I'm in 14 Speedos, I'm in 14, yeah, I'm properly in a 14 now. Wow. So that's really cool. So I wasn't expecting today, when I dropped in the paperwork, to be introduced to some of my team, but my boss took me to where we will be on the floor and introduced me to a couple of my team. So as I say, I was in a Gap hoodie and jeans. I wasn't exactly expecting to meet my new colleagues, but I didn't feel too bad, because I'd had this experience walking there around. I'm actually looking not too bad. And my husband's really noticing. I mean, he's noticed it all along, but he's really starting to say, "Oh my God, you're so different." So, I have got one other thing I want to discuss. I will warn, if you know me personally, you may not want to listen to this, as it is sex related. Have you turned off yet? I have had issues with sex since losing weight. When I was about 3 weeks post-op, my husband and I tried, and he was so excited that he kind of hurt me a little bit. And then probably another 3 weeks had passed, and he was a bit scared because he'd hurt me the first time, and then things don't work. What used to work doesn't work anymore. So then that scared my husband so much that first time he hurt me, the second time he couldn't make anything. Well, it's not that he couldn't make it happen, but I mean, we couldn't get to that sort of point. And I know it's a case of having to rediscover my body and him having to rediscover my body, but I think I've kind of scared him off. So we tried again on the weekend, and it wasn't terribly successful either. So I'm a bit disappointed by that, and I know it's just time and having to relearn these things, but I've thought it would be easier, and it is easier, but it's just what used to work doesn't work anymore to actually get me there. It's me. It's all me. So just putting that out there. Swimming today for the first time in 7 weeks was amazing. Definitely noticed the difference between that 22 and that 14. It was so much easier. I am certainly a lot fitter. I did some aqua jogging and I did some lap swimming, and in freestyle I was having no problem being able to do a double stroke before breathing, which I would do triple stroke when I used to swim competitively in high school, well, intermediate in high school, and I hadn't been at that fitness in a long time, but definitely noticed the difference. So that's something I'm gonna start doing. I'm also wanting to buy a bike. I don't know whether I've said that previously. So eventually, and I'm probably talking, probably not this summer, probably next summer, I'm thinking about doing a triathlon. I've always been a swimmer, and I always biked when I was younger. Never much of a runner, although I've been doing a lot of walking. My walks are up to 8Ks, so either a 5 or an 8K walk when I do go. So eventually I'll build that up to a bit of a jog, and yeah, start bringing the 3 things that I like to do as far as exercise together. I also noticed this week, and I don't know why it's just this week that I've started to notice these things, but my body balance so much better. The the flexibility and the ability to move is massive. And so part of that is continuing doing it for an extended period of time and getting used to it and my body getting more flexible. But it's also losing the belly fat, being able to pull my knees up to my chest. Not completely, not as mechanics you would think it to be, but so that's amazing. So some good successes this week. I will stop it there. I need to leave some stuff for tomorrow's month 3 update. Don't worry, there's still plenty of goodies I need to share with you. One other thing, I have been putting, I must confess, I am a shopaholic. And I knew this, but it wasn't until I started going through all my old clothes that I really realised the extent. So last Thursday I started putting my old clothes on Trade Me. I started with the clothes that I'd just taken out of my closet. So they were kind of size 20 dresses, 18-20 dresses that I'd taken out of my closet. And I loaded them up and there was 26 items. And then I started going through the bags of stuff that I'd taken out of my closet pre-op. And so these are summer dresses, cocktail dresses, dresses that I've worn to weddings, and I'm only selling my good city chic stuff. So that's tip of the iceberg. I have already given 3 of my friends open slather on those bags and my wardrobe. So a good chunk of that has gone. I've sent a package over to my friend in Perth. I have sent an ex-colleague here, took 2.5 bags away pre-surgery. And so that was before I took what I could sell and what I couldn't sell. At the moment, I've got 90 items on Trade Me, which is the New Zealand eBay. 90 items. And most of these items have been between $150 and $200. Certainly the dresses have. And most of them I've put a starting bid reserve $20, $30. Out of the first batch of stuff, there was only 2 items that haven't met reserve. And a couple of those items are in a bit of a bidding war. So I had already set up that would go to a separate bank account. I discussed with my husband that would go to a separate bank account so I could then continue to buy clothes. But I don't want to be buying clothes right now because I'm not where I'll be eventually. And I know that if I've got money there to go out and buy clothes, I will do it. But then I'm going to be in the same position in 6 months' time where I'm having to sell all my 14-16s stock. So I am thinking, and I need to talk to my husband about this, but I have wanted to go to Wondersleeves Down Under. I had originally said no because it's actually on my husband's birthday. But I'm thinking that I might talk to him about using my clothes money because so far what has met reserve on Trade Me will pay for that. So watch this space. That's not confirmed. It's still probably half and half. But I will talk to him about using that money to be able to get to Sydney. We'll see. Alright, I'm going to leave it there. See you guys.